Hey, 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 it's Carmina. How are you guys doing? I hope you had a great weekend and that you hit the floor running this morning and you're ready for a fantastic week. So, as always, thank you so much for taking the time to be with me when I do those little videos. And whether you're watching live or you'll happen to catch the replay, I appreciate you being here. I know that time is precious, and there's so much that you could be doing with your time, yet you choose to spend it here with me. So thanks again. I really appreciate it. So, as always, I love to know where you guys are coming from, where you guys are tuning in from. So, as you jump into the Facebook Live, please send me a hello, put a hi or a note, and just let me know where you're tuning in from. So, today I think I have an exciting topic um, because I don't know if you knew that, but your body actually burns calories while you're sleeping. Isn't that the best news ever? Like, you actually don't have to do anything for that to happen. So, um, to me, it's exciting. And so today, what I want to share with you is what happens to your body, to your health in general, when you don't get enough sleep, right? How not sleeping enough affects your weight loss. Because if you're trying to lose weight, you actually can be sabotaging your efforts by not sleeping enough. And then I'll show you how you can burn more calories while you're sleeping. So, before we get the show on the road, I'm going to take a moment to say hi to Christy. Hi, Christy. Good to have you here as always. Um, I would like, as we are getting started, to take a moment, and if this type of information is information you feel that other people would benefit from, I would ask that you please share. And it's very super easy to do on Facebook. There is a button at the bottom of this video that says share, and all you have to do is click it, and it will publish it to your what's it called, your Facebook wall, and let people know, hey, this is what I'm watching, come join us. You don't have even to make a comment. So I would love for us to take a few minutes just to do that. So I'm going to do it on my computer. As I'm doing this, I would love for you to do the same, and when you're done, just give me a thumbs up. That way I know that we are good and ready to hit the road. So bear with me 1 second here as I share this video myself. Okay, share. Here you go. I'm going to share it with my friends at Walk It Off. By the way, if you're not a member of Walk It Off, there's a link that we can sign up for free. We get together and we walk. So there you go. Shared. All set. Are you ready? Are you ready to hit the show on the road? All right. So thank you for doing that. It's a social currency for me, and I really do appreciate when people share it. So, in case we haven't met yet, my name is Carmina Mez. I am a certified health coach, and in my private practice, I help working moms with stressful careers who are struggling with their weight ease their way into their happy size so that they can show up with focus, with clarity, with confidence, both in their professional and their personal lives. And the way I do that is by taking them through my 5-step Slim Down with Ease program, which allows them to lose weight, especially around the belly area, because I know for us women, it's like a critical aspect of our physique, of our bodies. And we do that without dieting, without deprivation, and without engaging in punishing exercises. Okay, so whether you're watching this live or you're watching the video, I would love for you to answer a question for me. On average, how many hours of sleep would you say you get at night? So there's no judgment. It's, we're just trying to see, I'm just trying to see where you guys are at with your sleeping habits. Okay. It's, a lot of people, and I'm included myself in that group, feel that, you know what, we almost brag about, how few hours we need for sleep, right? Like, oh, I can go on 4 hours, right? And unfortunately, there are some serious consequences to not sleeping enough. And it's part of what we're going to talk about. Christy says between 6 and 8, so awesome. You're in the right range. Very good. Because it's so easy to, you especially if you're a night owl and you have a lot to do, it's so easy to get lost and excited about what you're doing, and the hours are going by and you're not going to sleep, and before you know it, it's like 2 o'clock in the morning and you have to wake up at 6 o'clock the next day. So particularly for me, that's one of the biggest challenges that I have when it comes to my health, is because I have so much to do, right? Because it's so easy to tell yourself, I can do a little more, I can do a little more. Or, if you have a favorite show, I can watch a little bit more of this. I can, I can read a little bit more of that book. And then before you know it, half of the night has passed by and you've not been able to get enough sleep. The challenge with that is because our bodies have gotten used to getting by with less. And so we are in denial, most of us, we are in denial in thinking that I don't need that much sleep because I still wake up in the morning and do what I need to do. But what we want to talk about today is how much that little bit actually is affecting your ability to function at your peak. Okay? So I see a couple of you say hello. Thank you so much for saying hello, Joyce and Tammy. Good to have you here. So you are right on time because we're just diving into the topic of why you need to sleep. Now, I had the privilege of knowing my full sets of grandparents. I was actually raised by both sets when I was very young, and they're so adorable, each in their own ways. And I remember in particular my grandfather on my mother's side. He was the last one of my grandparents to die. And he died in his 80s. He was the only one actually to die of natural causes. And what struck me about this is he was also the only one who religiously took a nap in the middle of the day, regardless where he was, regardless if he was traveling or he was at home. Early evening, he would lay down and take a nap. And I truly believe that contributed to, the state of his health, his vitality. I mean, he retained all his functions all the way until he died. And I think it had a lot to do with his sleeping habits. So let's talk about what happens to your health, right, when you don't get enough sleep. Unless you've been living under a rock, everybody knows, right, that when you don't sleep, you negatively affect your health. You are at greater risk for diseases like diabetes, heart disease. It increases your appetite. Your brain is foggy. Your memory is not as sharp. So we all know this. But did you know that lack of sleep actually takes years of your life? Now, I bet I have your attention now, right? So, there were several studies done throughout the years, but there was one in particular that piqued my interest because it was what it did. It took the results from 16 studies over 25 years that surveyed over 1.3 million people and examined over hundreds of thousands of deaths. Okay, and what that study, that accumulation of data showed was that people who slept less than 7 hours at night increased, they were at increased, what is that? They increased their percentage of premature death by 12%. Okay? That is pretty significant. But here's the cincher, is that you cannot make up for sleep that you missed out on, because that study went even further and showed that people who slept more than 9 hours at night actually increased the likelihood of premature death by 30%. So that's pretty significant. And I would just let you know, these numbers are for adults, okay? Children, teenagers, they need more sleep. That's a given. But I'm talking about us adults, okay? So the recommended range of hours of sleep at night is between 7 and 8 hours, okay? So that's the magic number that we want to hit. Now, sorry, I'm just looking at my notes to make sure that I don't miss anything. So in terms of us, right, because most of why you guys are here is because you want to be healthy, that's true, but you also, most of us want to lose weight. And not sleeping enough can actually undo all the good that we're doing during the day to help our weight loss, okay? There was a very interesting study. It was just a 5-day study where they took 16 adults and had them sleep only 5 hours at night for 5 days. Do you know that at the end of that study, on average, they had gained 1.8 pounds. Now, I don't know about you. 1.8 pounds does make a significant difference. And that was only over 5 days. So imagine if this is something that you keep doing over and over again. And the scientific reason why when you don't sleep enough, you gain weight is because of hormones. Okay? So we're going to talk about the hunger hormones and then the stress hormone. Now, there are 2 hunger hormones that are released in your body when you don't get enough sleep. The first one is called Ghrelin. Ghrelin is the hormone that lets your brain know that it's full, right? I'm sorry, the opposite. Ghrelin lets your brain know that you're hungry, okay? So when you don't sleep enough, guess what happens to the Ghrelin hormone? It goes up. So your brain continuously tells you that you're hungry. The second hunger hormone is called leptin. Leptin is the hormone that's released from your fat cells, and it lets you know that you are satisfied, right? So guess what happens to that hormone when you don't get enough sleep? It goes down. So when you don't get enough sleep, everything in your body is sending signal to send more food, right? Because your energy is low and your body needs a way to keep itself up. Okay. The other hormone that gets released when you don't sleep enough is cortisol. And cortisol is the stress hormone. And what cortisol does, among many other things, is that it increases your appetite and it helps, stores fat in your abdomen. So if you are experiences issues with bloated bellies, with belly that never seem to want to go down no matter how many push-ups and crunches you do, look at your sleep patterns. And then it's good to know that sleep deprivation affects your frontal lobe. And your frontal lobe is where your decision-making abilities sit, right, and your self-control. So when you lack of sleep, guess what? You're not making good decisions, especially around food, right? So all of those things, even though you might feel, is it my imagination? Like that when I don't sleep well, I tend to eat a lot. It is not your imagination. It's actually scientifically proven why that happens. Okay, so um, I do have some good news because there are ways by which we can increase the amount of calories that we burn through while we sleep. So I'm going to give you three of those tips for you to follow. The first tip is to program your brain while you're sleeping. Now, everybody's heard about your subconscious. Your subconscious is that, I like to call it that little motor that runs in the back that that you're not aware of, but is always functioning. So when you go to sleep at night and you listen to subliminal messages that encourages you to adapt healthy lifestyles that make you feel good about your body, about exercise, all of that will, without you really knowing, will affect the bottom line. So what I would suggest is to invest in a couple of programs they call subliminal programs that you can listen to at night while you sleep. I just discovered a website. It's called Subliminal Guru, where you can, purchase, those brain waves programs, and you listen to them while you sleep. Like, you have nothing to do. It's super, super easy to do, right? The other thing that you can do to help you burn more calories while you're sleeping is what's called night fasting. So essentially, it means closing the kitchen at night, right, for at least 12 hours. If you can go 16, it's even better. Okay? So the idea is that you give your body, your system a chance to reset, right, and cleanse, and regenerate. So, hey, you guys, I, I'm having internet connection badly. I'm sorry. I was on a roll. I was really rolling with this, and then boom, I kind of lost connection. So hopefully this is still recording and you can still hear me. If not, I apologize. But we were right in the middle of the good stuff, and that is how you can lose weight while you sleep. And the first tip I shared with you was to invest in subliminal message audio programs that you put on before you go to bed and kind of listen to while you're sleeping. Very easy to do. Really, all you have to do is put it on, put headphones on, and listen to it. The second way to lose weight while you're sleeping is to do what's called nighttime fasting. And really, it consists of closing the kitchen early. So you want to give your body at least 12 hours to reset itself, right? So the last time you would eat, for example, would be 8 o'clock at night, and then you would have breakfast at 8 a.m. the next day. So if you can do 15 to 16 hours, it's even better. But 12 hours is a good start. Okay? And then the third way that you can help your body burn more calories is by having protein at night. So if you are going to have a snack at night, make sure it has a lot of protein, because protein has thermogenic properties, which means that your body works harder to burn those calories, and therefore your metabolic rate is higher. So they did a study with men, and they had them eat about 13 grams of protein at night before they went to bed. And when they tested their metabolic rate the next morning, it was much higher than those who didn't. So it's a good thing to know, good tip for you to have. So that is what I wanted to share with you guys. Why you need to sleep, not only because it's good for your health, but it's definitely going to help in your weight loss efforts. And then I especially wanted to share with you those tips, right, on how you can help your body burn more calories at night. So, if you would like to get a copy of my How to Sleep guide, please make sure to leave me a comment below or send me a private message, and I will send you the guide. So, this is what I wanted to share with you, and I would love to hear from you if I didn't lose you with that connectivity issue. If you are not sleeping 7+ hours at night, what would it take for it to happen for you? Okay, I know that life gets in the way, we get busy, we have so much to do, but our health is should be our priority, right? And so I would love to hear from you. Leave me a comment, whether you're watching live or you're catching the replay. What would it take for you to get 7 hours of sleep at night? I know for me, what it would take is for me to shut down my computer um, at a certain time, whether or not I'm done with what I'm doing. That is what needs to happen. I know it's a hard line that I'm drawing for myself, but this is where I need to be. So anyway, it was, as always, such a pleasure hanging out with you. Of course, the internet gods are always playing games with us and causing me to lose power, or in this case, lose connectivity. But I hope that you are still able to get some good information from what I shared. And if you have any questions, if something was unclear, either because, you know, it was cutting in and out, or the connection was slow, send me an IM or leave me a comment in below, and then I will get back to you so that you have the information that you need to continue to strive for the best version of yourself. All right. Thank you, guys. I'll see you on Wednesday, same time, same place, hopefully with no internet connection issues. All right. Take care, you guys. See you soon. Bye.